Buongiorno. It is Wednesday. Also, long time no see. So I have lots to update on because I haven't vlogged or posted. I checked my channel and it said last video 3 weeks ago and I was like, oh, it's been a bit of a minute, but I'm back. I hate to say it, but finals did get the best of me and I was really not in the filmy mindset, you know what I mean? I've seen those videos where people are posting like Hell Week, Finals Week, and posting like them with their 100 assignments to finish that they haven't done throughout the entire semester, and their 4 exams and their 3 papers. But like, I hate to say that that life is just not for me. The last thing I could focus on when I have all that stuff going on is recording a video. Also, like, I swear I say this in like every video, but like, I don't know like how to edit well, because like at this point I am just gonna like post whatever just to literally be able to look back on like, this is Arielle during second semester or first semester of like sophomore year or whatever. So like, I'm gonna stop putting pressure on myself to do it, because Alex asked me, I think a couple days ago whenever I saw him, was like, Ari, when are you gonna post your next video? And I was like, I don't know, like I low-key don't have anything interesting to film, but like I feel like it's also the special thing about it, because like I am just filming what I'm doing, you know. And my roommates actually told me that too, and I was like, okay, chill, like I really don't need to be putting that much pressure on it, because it's honestly not that serious and it's kind of fun to just look on. And I also can just get better over time. Lighting looks good this way. I want to walk backwards, but like I won't. I'm in some ways kind of a perfectionist, but we're just gonna make this work. It is Wednesday. I think it's the 10th. My last day of finals. Somehow every semester of college, my last day of the semester, like finals, is like the very last day. So like I'm here on the very last day of finals. My finals at 12. It's like 9 something right now. I'm walking. I just had some hard-boiled eggs for breakfast. I was like trying to eat up all the food in my fridge, and I kept telling, I swear, Derek was like, oh, do you want to go eat whatever, like the past few days? And I was like, oh, I should eat the food in my fridge. And he's like, girl, you kept seeing food in your fridge. Like, what food is in your fridge? And it's like ingredients. I had eggs and chicken sausage and whatever, and I'm just gonna take the rest home with me because my dad's coming to get me today, so I will be home finally. No, I feel like going home for Thanksgiving. After that, I was like, oh, like I really miss being home, because I hadn't gone home that much throughout the semester, maybe like once or twice before that. And so having like that taste of break from Thanksgiving, I was like, oh, I need to be back here soon. So glad to be going back. Ask me if I've packed. Yeah, I think you know the answer to that. No, I have not packed yet, but that's what this afternoon is for. After the final, I'm gonna come back to my apartment and get my stuff together, pack my little suitcases and bags, because I won't be back here until like whenever school starts. Yeah, so I gotta pack because I won't be back until school starts again next semester. I'm so glad that they moved up our timeline for finals and stuff, so that break, I don't know if break's like technically longer or if it's just like the timing of it, like we don't have to go back right in the beginning of January. Either way, I'm really happy about it. I feel like I'm not really in the Christmas spirit. We have, I'll show you if I remember, this little mini Christmas tree in the living room, but obviously it's not the same without the magic of a big giant tree and like putting up your ornaments. So I want to get in the Christmas spirit. I also, as you can tell, I haven't been vlogmasing, but I want to show like if I'm doing fun things, even if it's not fun things. Like I think I'm like, I don't record anything because like, what do I have that's interesting to record? But at the same time, when I watch my favorite YouTubers, I'm like, I don't really care if it's necessarily interesting. I just want to see what they're doing. So literally just be a video diary, like that's what a vlog is. And here we are. I'm walking, in case you're wondering, to drop off my resume at a coffee shop so I can potentially be a barista next semester, since I somehow finessed getting classes only twice a week, which I'm obsessed with. So I might as well. I was a barista in high school at Starbucks. I enjoyed it. I really actually thought it was fun. I think that was a fun first job, so maybe I'll be a barista again, going back to my roots. For lunch, I'm debating chicken salad chick because I've never had it before, and some of my friends said that they have it a lot or a decent amount in their hometown, so I was like, do I want to try? Because they have a few like around me. I guess they have a decent amount in Georgia in general, but I personally have never tried it, and I swear the one near where I live never has any customers there. I always joke when I drive by that it's like they're running some kind of scheme, like money laundering or something, which I'm like joking obviously, but like I just think it's funny because I swear there's never anybody in that drive-through line, and the 2 cars in the parking lot are like the manager and the minimum wage employee who's keeping these people in business. I like want to try it because I'm in the mood sort of for something different. I say that and I'll probably just end up getting Chick-fil-A. Maybe if it's on the way, like it's probably more convenient. If I'm feeling fancy or spicy, maybe I'll get some chicken salad. We'll see. Also, I went on a run the other day. I haven't been running like super consistently since my my half marathon, but I'm like getting into it again and trying to build up that stamina, because again, I want to do a marathon in 2026. However, I want to be able to have a good amount of time to really train and get a good like time. But like I didn't realize how limited the number of like marathons were, which like makes sense because like you don't just casually get up and run a marathon. Like they're not going to have a bunch just like every single weekend. But now I'm like, the timing is just a little bit weird for me because I want to have at least like 16 weeks to train. But at this point, I think that ones that are closest to that time range are like in March, and that's not I think it's beginning of March, honestly, so that's not even enough time to fully be prepared. We'll see what I end up doing. Like I really do want to do one. And also, because I don't know if I mentioned this, I think I probably did, I want to study abroad in Spain. However, there's lots that comes with that. We'll see. Maybe you can do a marathon in Spain. That'd be fun. I just got a sign that it's gonna be a really good day. I went and she gave me free matcha, so cheers to that. I love their iced honey oat milk latte. This is an iced matcha with honey. I don't know, I guess the honey in the latte, it was really good. I thought it was a fluke the first time I had it. Second time it was just as good. So this time I'm trying a matcha because I don't want to be super caffeinated for the day. Let's give it a try. Like, I'm sorry, I'm obsessed. I'm not even exaggerating. Genuinely the best matcha I've ever had. And I was gonna say I've had my fair share of matchas, but that's actually not even true. I think I've had a matcha from like 3 different places. This might be like my 3rd or 4th, but this is genuinely the best matcha I've had in my life. This is my final 2 hours of walking in of 2025 for school. Probably in general too. I am going to I don't know what I'm saying. I'm feeling like Cynthia Erivo. I'm feeling like Cynthia Erivo holding space for this last final home stretch of studying. But like the final's not bad. I really just need to make sure the info is fresh in my brain. So let's do it. Need to start vlogging again. So thanks for the content. On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you? Are you about to like lock yourself in a room until your final?
So my friend, I think I have 2 people that are like, we're gonna like practice. She's teaching me a unit.
Okay, well that's fine. Like you have literally 6 hours.
Oh, and that's not enough?
I'm sure you'll be
like,
fine. You know everything else.
I mean, kind of.
I think you just love to psych yourself out.
Yeah, guys.
He'll be fine. Yeah. I'll be fine too. Yeah, he has the very last final. Mine's in like 20 minutes, but it's at right there, so I'm okay.
That's where my class usually is.
For Francais.
Class. Yeah.
Wait, really?
No. I always was in like I'm in next year, so I'm so back that I'm going back to my baby.
Oh.
But like I was in like what?
Wait, same.
That's where like the leftovers. They put the
I know.
I have theater. Sorry,
Next.
I'm in the theater. No.
Oh, I was gonna say you're in theater
not
now.
again.
Your schedule good next semester?
No.
At all? How'd your legal go?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't have grades back?
No. Did you write that?
I did write that.
Wait, really?
Why are you gagged by why do you act like that? It's like insane. Yes, so cute. It was based on your beautiful face.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Guess who just finished their first semester of sophomore year? You're looking at her, c'est moi. I just finished my final. Now I gotta go pack. Okay, I'm an expert, not to brag. I have divorced parents. I'm used to packing stuff, and I feel like I'm actually good at like figuring out what I actually need and not like overpacking too much. Not that I don't overpack, I definitely do, but like I wanna make sure I have enough stuff for the entire, basically month, give or take that. I gotta get on that. I will be on my way home, thankfully. The start of my break will begin. Alright, as you can tell, I'm back, and I am highly aware of the fact that the lighting in my bathroom is not great. I, in fact, didn't ever get a white light bulb or like light to make it better, but we're just gonna have to deal with that for now. I'm gonna pack up the stuff in my bathroom first because I feel like that's the easiest. I know what I use on a daily basis, and then I'm gonna move to clothes and try to pack that up and have enough stuff so that I'm not gonna have to be constantly doing laundry. So let's get started. I've already laid out most of my stuff on the counter, and then I just have my travel bag, which I kind of just use all the time, even when I'm just in my apartment. The stuff kind of just lives in here, so I've got most of my stuff. My sunscreen, floss, whatever. I need to put this somewhere. My electric toothbrush charger. Let me grab some extra contacts in case something goes bad with the ones in my eyeballs right now. All right, so angle's a little wonky, but I laid out some of my clothes, just like threw them on my bed so I can fold them and pack them in my little travel carry-on suitcase. And so I have some clothes that, well, I did laundry last night and some of them are still wet because I usually like to hang dry a lot of my clothes. So I put them on like medium, I think, heat. So hopefully they don't take too long. But I'm gonna put what I have in my suitcase that's ready to be put in the suitcase in now. And then I'm gonna go get some food because I'm hungry. It's 2:30 now and I haven't eaten since breakfast. After this, I'm gonna go get some food. But first, let's get packing. Let's finish it up.
I've never fully like understand the like, oh, like adrenaline / anxiety makes you not hungry. Cause like I've been someone that's like, I'm always hungry.
Really praying that Caribou still has the ho mint mocha. I might have to contact my people at Caribou Corporate.
Bag secured.
And the theme of this year that Alicia came up with is that we are kind of obscure or just kind of random side characters, and you can interpret that however you would like.
We got on Etsy. Yeah.
Since I've been home, I haven't been doing too much. I went to the gym for a little bit just to kind of get my body moving since I'm not walking all around campus, and so I kind of felt like I had to get a good sweat in. I also watched and loved the Eras Tour movie, went to the Chris Kindle Market in Atlanta. I was honestly doing random stuff like laundry, whatever, and then got some delicious sushi for Sushi Wednesdays at Publix. If you know, you know. Watching some Steph Bohr, and then I was just kind of helping my mom with like home projects and stuff like that around the house. So we ended up at Home Depot, which was a little an outing, if you will. You know what I mean? I mean, considering I've been doing like virtually nothing, that was a good outing for me. And then here I am playing guitar. Hello to the ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. As you can tell by my cute little montage that I hope you enjoyed, I'm back at home. I've been here about a week, I guess 8 days at this point, and now it's Thursday. As you can tell, I've literally been doing close to nothing. I will say something that I'm glad that I finally got up to is watching more movies, because they have this long list of movies, which let me whip it out and let you know. Follow me on Letterboxd, by the way. It's at Ari West. Just that simple. I have a list of films, movies, whatever you want to call it. I feel more fancy and pretentious when I say films. Just since, when was this? Since the 13th, and today's the 18th as we speak, I've seen, mind you, I've seen all of these movies. It's my first time watching. That's how bad I am with movies. Up to this point, I've mentioned this before in a different vlog, when Saishri was talking about different celebrities on Heads Up, or like I had to describe them for her. And I was like, who would know these people? These must be random old people, celebrities that we wouldn't know. And they weren't. They were like very relevant, like in their prime time currently celebrities, and I didn't know most of them, and that's because I don't pay much attention to film movies and stuff. I feel like I haven't been going to the movies a ton, especially since COVID. I have picked it up a little bit more because I like going now with Saishri and Derek. I saw Eternity with Derek. It was one of my favorite movies of the entire year, even with the ones that I've seen just in these past 5 days. I would definitely recommend. I loved, number one, the reason that I want to see it in the first place is because it has Liz Olsen, because we're on a first name basis like that. I don't even have to call her Elizabeth. To me, she's Liz, okay? So I really enjoyed that movie. I thought that was a fun concept or take on like the afterlife and something very different. If you don't know what the movie's about, it's about this woman and her husband. The husband, they're like, I don't know, 60s, 70s. The husband dies, okay? And then he's sent into this afterlife. He has 7 days to pick what you call an eternity. And there's a bunch of different types of eternities. There's people trying to tell you on like which eternity you should go to, and as the name implies, you stick in whatever that eternity is forever. So it could be like, well, my dream eternity, if I were in that situation, would be like the Taylor Swift eternity, or like the beach eternity, or the mountains eternity. So you pick one, you have 7 days, and that's where you live after you die. However, the husband's like, okay, like I don't know if the wife's gonna come soon. The wife eventually dies not too soon after that, right as the guy had just picked his eternity, because you have a limited amount of time. He sees his wife and he's like, oh my god, I have to go meet her. He finally finds her, but then he realizes that there's this bartender that he met at the bar on one of his first nights. It turns out that this bartender is, obviously he's also dead, because they're in this sort of purgatory-esque type a thing before you pick an eternity. Say like you are really not sure which eternity you want to go to, you can, after those 7 days, you can sleep in like the lower quality area accommodation. You can kind of just stick it out there, I guess, if you don't want to pick an eternity for some reason, which who wouldn't want to pick an eternity? You can pick an eternity of paradise. However, if you are this woman's ex-husband who died when you guys were lovers and you went to the war, aka the Korean War, if you died in the Korean War and you're waiting 67 years for your wife to come and you see her, well, that changes things, doesn't it? So it's basically like, will she pick the man that she spent her entire life with? They've been married 65 years, I'm pretty sure. Will she spend an eternity and pick an eternity with him? Or will she go with the guy who was her first love and she lost because he went and died in the Korean War? He waited 67 years for her to die so that he could meet her in this like purgatory-esque sort of landscape and they can have their eternity together. So it's a which one will he pick sort of situation. Also, before watching this movie, I had no idea who Miles Teller was. Yeah, he was in, and now I can't even remember the movie. It was huge last year. Wait, let me look. Miles Teller, and he came to UGA last year. Miles Teller movies. Top Gun, yeah. I didn't see Top Gun either, FYI, in case you're wondering. So even like those big giant movies, I've just never seen them somehow. I guess I just never wasn't interested enough to see it. But I am really glad that I saw Eternity. I would 100% recommend. I don't know if I explained that decently enough. I feel like my mind sort of skips over details, but I think that was a decent enough overview for you to hopefully be interested. I really like that it was an original concept because I feel like for at least recently, a lot of, and I don't think it's an inherently bad thing, but I feel like it stifles creativity when there's so many remakes. And that's not to say that I don't love a good remake, because I love seeing, you know, sort of fun reboots of my past favorite or nostalgic movies that I'm used to growing up. But at the same time, I really appreciate that this movie got the light and the attention that it deserves with this fun new concept and not just regurgitation of something that is like most likely not as good as the original. And so props to them on that. Also, Dua Lipa, you and your fiance are the cutest couple I've ever seen in my life, okay? Now, back to this letterbox situation. I'm all official with my iPad, okay? You know, we're talking business here. So, how have I been spending my time? Since December 13th, I have seen How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Dr. Seuss, of course, the live action one. I've seen the cartoon one, but not the one with Jim Carrey. Hand heart to him. Wake Up Dead Man, Home Alone, Pulp Fiction, Juno, John Tucker Must Die, Pitch Perfect, Gone Girl, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Okay, so that's 8 movies. I'm currently in the middle of The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. Out of those that I've just mentioned, my favorite thus far has been Gone Girl. Surprisingly, I didn't even know, like, I've heard Gone Girl in zeitgeist in general before now, but as I've said, I haven't seen this before, and I honestly really enjoyed it. I'm glad that I watched it. I'm trying to watch as many as possible because I don't know, I want to be more culturally literate and be able to like know references and such. And I think it's kind of fun to just look at different movies. If I have some free credit, I feel like it'd be fun to take a film class at some point. The like art of analyzing film and like seeing what different choices that directors make, because I feel like there's a lot more. I mean, obviously, like I'm not can you tell I'm not a director? Did you know? Okay, in case you didn't know, I am not a director, producer. I'm not in Hollywood, the movie world. So I feel like if I were to take a class just for fun at this point, because I don't really need the credit, but like just to take it for fun, for gigs, I think that'd be fun to sort of see the art behind it. And I think it'd make me have a more of a greater appreciation for movies that I watch and really see it from a different lens. So I'll be on the lookout for that in the future, different semesters, and see if that's a viable option, if there's a good class that's suiting my fancy. Okay, now apart from movies, I feel like I've been definitely in my sophomore slump era to a degree, a high degree, if I'm honest. During my first semester, just overall, I've had some really fun experiences, but I feel like naturally I just compared it to my freshman year, and nothing's ever as fresh and fun as the novelty of your first year in college, at least for me. I know when I was in high school, I could not wait to get to college, and I definitely made the most of that experience as best as I do possible. I think that in the beginning, I was yearning to have that same sort of excitement about the way that I felt about my life and about college in the same way that I did a year before that when it was the first time I was doing everything, the first time I was meeting all these new people from different places or even just places around Georgia that I'm not as familiar with, and learning, I feel like, a lot about myself. Honestly, I feel like I learned more in my slump era than my more exciting trying a bunch of things freshman year era. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a true statement, but that's kind of how I feel at this point. Going into the new year, I'm not one to make a strict sort of New Year's resolution bucket list or like New Year's resolution sort of ordeal. However, I am not making a resolution list per se, more so of a like things that I want to implement in the new year, you know what I mean? So there are people in my life who I've met, and I'm so grateful that I've met and that I get to have these wonderful people in my life. And I feel like I've learned a lot from them, and I want to sort of pick some things away and implement them in a way that makes sense into my own life. Thing number one, that's sort of spurred this idea in my brain. As I've mentioned 1,000,000,001 times, my friend, his name's Derek, there you go. He, I feel like, is a lot more spontaneous and like loose and like willing to just do different things, even if it's not the most like, there's not an obvious way about how to go about the thing. Like if he sees something that he wants, he's like, there's this thing, I want to do this thing. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there, but I know that I want it. And so I'm committing, and therefore it's going to happen one way or another. And I feel like I definitely want to inhabit this a little bit more, because I feel like I'll get lost in the weeds a lot of the time, and I don't end up getting to that like end point because I'm just figuring out, okay, like I could go this route and it won't work. And this probably sounds very abstract. So let me give you an example, okay? Example number one that I can think of. Derek is a music connoisseur. He knows music, he loves music, he's an admirer of music, and therefore naturally he loves to go to concerts. He's gone to so many different concerts. I'm jealous of him, honestly. I want to go to more. Oh my god, I wish I could have been at a Lana concert. I don't know if she'll ever tour again, when she'll tour again. I am needing me some of that. Anyway, I digress. He's been to lots of concerts. I'll ask him about like, oh, like, are you going to this concert, whatever, and he's like, yeah, like tickets sold out, but like I'm gonna find one resale, or like find someone who'll sell it to me, whatever, buy it and be like, okay, I got a ticket, how am I gonna get there, who am I going with? Things work out. And I love this because, I mean, if you know what you want to do, I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. You can figure things out. Another person, Kira, she just went and studied abroad this semester. She'll be coming back second semester, so I'm excited to see her in January. I am obsessed with the fact that she took a gap year. She did a gap year and then went to South Africa and then somewhere else, I can't remember. I love that she's willing to take different adventures like that, because I feel like it's easy to stay on like a certain path, but like I love people like her because she knows. I feel like most of us know what's right for us, but it's hard to get swayed into different decisions and being pressured by other people. She's genuinely one of the coolest people I know, and it's because of like different experiences that she's had like that, and just learning who you are and more about yourself. I feel like it's worth it, and it's necessary to do different things like that to see how you evolve in different settings and learning about different people and different cultures and ways of life and everything. Obsessed with that. Also, in case you were wondering, update on the Christmas tree. There is no Christmas tree. Baby, there's no plane. So my family was out of town and they came back only recently, like a few days ago, and so it's not really worth it at this point to get all the decorations out from the attic and drag it down a flight and all of that for it to be up for a little over a week at this point. A little bit sad about that. It is a-okay. I have Christmas in my heart. I have Christmas in my spirit. I'm gonna emanate the Christmas energy from myself and have my own fields of energy of Christmasness. I've got my spirit of Saint Nick inside, and that's all I need. I think you've heard enough from me for now. Potentially. I think I'm gonna wrap this up here. This video was sort of, I didn't know how I was gonna start it from the beginning, because I just realized when it was like the last day of finals, I was like, ooh, I got really wrapped up in that and I haven't really filmed anything for a long time. And so I was like, I'll like do whatever. And I feel like it was fun. There's a farmer's market on Saturday, so potentially I'll end up there. Fingers crossed, if things work out, I will be there. And so will you. I hope that you enjoyed this little like cozy, hopefully it was cozy, you know, like me just chilling and doing what I would normally do. But if you didn't, I did. But I hope you did too. Goodbye.